You know, we've covered Scouts and Deluxes. Let's finally sink our teeth into an actual bona fide Voyager. And the first one on that shopping list is going to be a repaint, not an original mold. Or you could actually say it was an original mold. I can't remember if it was this one or the G1 color of Starscream, but this one actually had a new head. The G1 they had a subline of Seekers, where there was this and G1 colored Starscream, and then it wasn't until Revenge of the Fallen that Skywarp came out. But they all had new heads that were completely new, kind of G1-esque, but at the exact same time movie-esque. It was it was supposed to be a nice little middle ground to kind of appease a lot of people. But this is this is a jet mold we'll see for well, actually this is the jet mold that we saw between between 07 to early 09. It was only used one more time before we got that new mold with Starscream in it, when he had all the patterns on him. But the first thing I always want to point out with this mold is the kibble on the underside. I mean, this thing, you can see the legs, you can see the arms. I mean, there's no hiding it, and of course, he can see you. I mean, there's no hiding the head. The head's just right there at the butt. Now one of the cool things that the Voyagers did in the first movie line is that all the Voyagers had some action feature to go along with them. Almost every single one did. Iron Man had most of his cannons, and these guys, what they have going for them is that when you roll them, they have wheels on the underside of the arms right here, and if you roll them, they fire all the missiles. Drop one. Okay. Which I think that was actually kind of cool. It gives you a little bit more play value in vehicle mode, other than just going wee. And you can store the missiles and have these guys roll around without them firing off with these little, I'm going to say holsters. They just flip out, and you just you push it all the way in like so. You guys probably seen this part in pictures. But in shelf space, these things do kind of take a lot of space. You see, they also got on the other side. And even though it's kind of cool, you can store missiles without them making the springs have them contract inside, which do great over time. Oh dear God, yeah! I just realized this mold right here, this specific toy, is 10 years old. Every single time I say that, it's baffling to me that I was sitting there at that Walmart around every couple of weeks, waiting for new stuff to drop. And I remember that very vividly. I think it was just because I was just so excited for it, and it's still to this day, it still stands out for me. Tongue twister. And of course, as you can tell, you can see the little thing spinning. Now, you can turn that off by clicking these back. It does prop him up a bit. He still rolls on his wheels, but it disengages the rolling part of these wheels. Anyway, turn these back on, because they're just going to stand and get out of the way. Now, let's go ahead and put this guy in robot mode. Whoa! Improperly balanced camera. Okay. Now, oh man, this thing's, how do I start this thing again? Oh yeah. Pull these up. There's a little peg. Pull these apart. Now, this mold is kind of fun, but at the exact same time, kind of frustrating. So I'm going to tilt this up just a tad bit. And I mean, you have to get things exactly the right way, and all because of this, the automorph, all because of the automorph feature, and you kind of have to line everything up just so perfectly already to get this thing going. Untab these pegs. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Head's not even hiding. That's not on a spring or anything. That's just right there for everybody to see. And the only thing to cover up in the plane mode is this tiny little flap which is supposed to add some more detail in robot mode, and it's a soft plastic too. I mean, like, look at that. You can see me bending it. But anywho, let's just go ahead and just turn that around. And the legs are kind of weird. I want to say kind of weird. Flip that down really quick. Do that. Open that. Pull that. Bring this down. Close it. Open that. And just rinse and repeat. Open that. Open that. Pull. Bring down. Close. Bring out. Okay. Now, we want to unpeg that and bring it around, and that peg's going to go into that hole. Yeah, you see what I mean? This is all for the gimmick. This toy's a love and hate. This mold is a love and hate thing for me right now. Where I like the mold, but at the exact same time, I hate it. I mean, I mean, it's not like, you know, like the last week's. Dear God, no. It wasn't last week type of hate. No. But at the exact same time, I can mess with it. So okay, now this is the trick I was trying to tell. We had to push these back. Now getting him into robot mode is a lot less tricky, because one of these arms don't want to bend down far enough for these wings to fold back or come back forward. So we bend these as far back as we can get them. Bring up the cockpit, like so, because it's going to be on the slider that when you push up on it, is going to make the edges. Let's see. Bring it like that. Try to get this. Let's see. I'm just gonna. Ta-da! And I'm gonna bend that down. Pull these out. Fold these wings all the way back, which they don't click into place. You push them all the way down. Then you bring this back around and tab that into place, and that will actually hold the wings down. And these fold out, and they just basically just act as filler. No matter what version of the toy you get, it'll act as filler. And bring that up like that. Put that down. Bring that up like that. Put that down. And there you have Thundercracker. Oh boy. Problems with this toy already. The arms do not lock. In both versions of the toy, I have this and Starscream, and in both versions of the toy, these do not want to lock in place. Am I doing something wrong, guys? Are these supposed to lock in place, and I'm just not doing it right, or these are really meant to float like this? I mean, I hate that. Hit it. Oh my God. Okay, let's calm down. Woosah, breathe in, breathe out. What's good about the toy? Okay, well, first off, I do like the physical representation of the actual figure itself. Mostly. Like, if you go from the waist up, he looks nice. But the minute you go to the legs, he's kind of squat. You know? Let's see if I can raise my camera up here a little bit. There we go. Boom. Okay. Filming at its best, people. Yes. Uh-oh. Oh, even better. Okay. The legs are already kind of squat, and you are kind of forced to make him go into the digigrade pose, because it's such the way the feet are. You can have him standing straight up, but it's like, here, let's put these out in just straight out. I mean, you can put him being straight out, but he looks really weird. Just having these legs just straight out like that. You can tell you can tell with those kind of legs. A lot of tongue twisters today. Dear God. You can tell with these types of legs that these legs were meant to be bent and shaped differently than what we see here. Now, the coloring as well. The coloring like the thighs just stand out. There's no blending. You can literally tell they're just different pieces of plastic. The arms can get away with it a little bit more. Okay, let's distract ourselves with articulation. Let's do that. Okay, articulation. Well, the arms do, when this thing's not flopping about, their arms do have a full 360. Do have a full, full range of movement. I mean, look at that. Even a bicep swivel, a full 90, even with a gimmick. Now, that is what I'm talking about, where you have a gimmick that does not get in the way. That is cool. And you can even still rotate them with the wheel, and they'll still fire off. That is cool. And he does have the 3 claws, which really... Okay, that was kind of weird. My camera just stopped working for a tad second. So, yay, jump cut. Okie dokie. But, I mean, that is really cool that his arm can still spin and do the gimmick, even in robot mode. Granted, in vehicle mode, you can clearly tell that is all still one piece. I give props for the robot mode. I really do. Now, if you give me an actual, if you actually point a gun in my head and ask me what's a better gimmick, the automorph feature from the first movie line, or the Mecha Live feature from the second movie line, I would have to go with Mecha Live, because a lot of the Mecha Live stuff doesn't get in the way of the transformation. In fact, they stay a lot away from the transformation process. And even in the leader class toys, they get better with the leader class toys, because it's just like, what's Mecha Live? Well, you rotate an arm and a gear moves. That's even better. But when it comes to the automorph, you have to design the whole transformation around the automorph. Oh, and some of them really do get pain in the butt. Just why is it like this? Now, there's some automorph out there that don't get in the way. Like probably the next Voyager I'm going to review, the automorph doesn't get in the way. His attack gimmick, just like this, does kind of get in the way. But not the transformation. Okay, now legs. Now the legs, kind of limited. Thanks to the way everything transforms. Now, of course, you have all these joints here, at the knee, then at the calf, and at the slight ankle. And of course, same over here. And how's the head fare? First off, let's look at the head. I mean, just look at that light piping. I mean, let's get my trusty light over here and just... I mean, talk about Jack-o... I'm going to call this jack-o'-lantern syndrome, where the whole head just lights up on fire. Like he's just basically a hand-painted jack-o'-lantern. Okay, come on. Focus. Can we focus, please? There we go. There he is. And you can definitely tell the G1 inspiration there. Kind of makes me want to go back and get the G... I'm going to have to get the G1 to complete the line, but... Now, what can I say about this figure? He makes a good display. I mean, the actual mold itself does make a good flashing representation of what the CGI model looks like. Good, not great. We got a great representation a couple years down the road with Leader Starscream. I mean, you can tell that was such a perfect representation of what this character is supposed to be. It was instantly labeled as a masterpiece level type of level of a figure. And wow, it really. But I do have to say this: before that came out, this and the Revenge of the Fallen mold were decent enough. It's just thanks to that leader class mold that really makes the flaws in this toy really, really shine. And you can definitely see the G1 inspiration here, because like I said, the only thing that is G1 inspired that's different is the head. The rest is the exact same as the original mold. You know, there's a cockpit on the chest, the little pylons. So what is my final verdict? Do I say skip it, burn it, donate it, don't pass up pass it up. I actually say pick it up. Actually do seek at least one of these versions deserve to be in your collection at one point. Mostly because they're kind of fun to transform. If anything, it's something that you can definitely pull down from your shelf, transform every once in a while, go, okay, that was kind of cool, put it back and not touch it again for a couple of years. But I do say, if you do have the money and you do have the chance to pick it up, I do say so. Well, that's all for this week, guys. Be sure to check me out next week and keep your eyes open for something in a couple of days. Otherwise, guys, I'll catch you guys later.